God, I don't know what to say.
And here we are in the fabulous Muncie, Indiana at Hand and Fork because we're celebrating Pamela's birthday! Yay! With family and friends, and she's really surprised. Now, and you're not very shy about saying how old you are. How old are you?
I'm 420 in dog years.
You look. Pamela, as you know, is the founder and the owner of the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, and has rescued and placed many of them too. Nearly 700 dogs. That's amazing.
She does everything for everybody else, and Pam needs a day. I'm glad she got a day.
Oh, she has a deep love and respect for all animals. I think that's pretty obvious. The way she opens up her home and so, yeah, it's just a treasure. She's a treasure.
And we have Saul here, who I'm most excited to introduce to you all. Ladies, good morning to you. It's always great to have you.
And Saul is certainly indicative of the what she can do. Tell us about the little boy.
Well, Patty, Jeremy, he's a Christmas miracle, really, and I want to give a shout out to Muncie Animal Care because they found him face down and in the cold. Nobody even knew what he was. He couldn't lift his head, but they did not euthanize him, and he can't walk right now, but he's going through therapy. He's getting acupuncture, laser.
And he's going to get a wheelchair too, right?
He has a wheelchair. We're still perfecting it.
Okay.
But he's got the will to live, and so we're working very hard to. As long as we see improvement, we see quality of life, and he's got
his tail wags.
He's as long as he's showing things that fighting for his life, we're going to help him in that fight, and he's doing really well.
We got some pictures too from in the beginning.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, you can't even tell. One of the pictures, you can't tell the head from the. Oh, look at that! There's his little tail wagging.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, he's happy.
A happy boy.
Yeah.
My goodness.
He's come a long way from no will to all. There's his wheelchair, yeah, and we're getting some things. This is when we found him.
You can't tell which side is what's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, he's come so far, and as long as we see improvements, then we're going to help him make more.
Well, let's talk about that help. What can we do? What can our friends at home do to help you with your mission to save puppies like Saul?
Well, he's being treated at Westview Animal Clinic in Muncie. If you would like to donate to his care, or make a donation at gratefulrescue.org. He has a lot of issues that will be expensive to keep him going, and so as long as
There you go. Give Jeremy a kiss.
Oh my goodness, let's see.
And all of the animals that you get, they all need to be vetted or something. So they all have to go to the vet.
As long as they have a chance at life, we never just put them down for money reasons. So Saul is, and see him holding his head up.
Look at that.
Oh, there he goes.
He was not able to hold his head up when we got him. Yeah. Oh, do you see yourself, Saul?
Oh, you might end up keeping Saul, though, right?
Yeah, he requires a lot of care.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to turn 60, and this is a flashback to the 80s when my babies would get me up all night long.
Wait a minute, 60. How many is that in dog years? I don't know. That's not
420, is that right?
My gosh.
But we love Saul, and people are loving Saul and helping, and so he's our Christmas miracle.
Well, it's not hard to figure out why. You've also got him decked to the nines out. Look at that sweater and that cute little snowman there. It's so cute. Yes, please show the viewers. That is adorable.
He's got a little snowman.
So yeah, oh my gosh, and he's just got his head up. He's so excited.
Oh,
Pamela
was blocked watching you.
My goodness. Well, I have to say, thank you and your husband for the great work that you do. And Patty, for you too, for bringing these great stories to us from Great Day TV. It's just wonderful.
I know, he makes me cry every day.
My goodness.
Because he's got the will and struggle to live.
Kiss too, can I?
Yep, say
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pamela. Happy birthday to you.
You know, I was just trying to remember. I don't remember how we actually met, but it had something to do with animals, of course. And we immediately became friends because we both love animals. And there's nobody that I know that loves and dedicates herself to animals the way Pamela does, and her resources. All of her financial and her emotional and her relational and her brain resources. She dedicates all of it to the rescue and salvation, really, of animals.
I started working with her a few years ago, and I have 2 rescues from her, and they are the light of my life. And she is the sweetest person that walks the earth. And she just helps so many people and so many animals. She's just amazing.
Mom's the greatest. I couldn't ask for a better mother. Having everybody here to celebrate such a special person is such a great deal for us. And she was definitely surprised, and we're happy to do it for her.
I love you and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom. We love you.
Diesel was at risk for not being chosen because he had a lot going on with him. He had heartworm and he was in an emaciated state. Been kept by an owner that kept him chained. When nobody would buy him, she tried to sell him to a research lab, and they even said no. He was refused by a research lab because he wasn't healthy enough. And time was running out for this rescue to vacate all their dogs. And I saw this picture of Diesel with a chain around his neck, and they told us the story of how he was chained, starved, and attempted to be sold. And I knew that with having heartworm, he probably would not be chosen, and I just fell in love with him. He had a wonderful smile on his face, and here he was in this horrible situation, and he was still smiling and forgiving, and I guess he thought that was just life. I knew that the ones that were left behind will die because they said it straight up. The ones that aren't chosen will be euthanized because the rescue had to vacate. Okay. So he's been on a slow kill heartworm treatment, and that requires 1 heartworm treatment, and then he's not allowed to run for 4 weeks. So today is the day that he is free to run, and so we're excited, and we love Diesel. And that's what Grateful Rescue does. We take the ones that need us the most, that need care, and we make them whole again. So now Diesel's available for adoption, and he is completely well now. Aren't you? Yes. I hope he has the best life in the world because he deserves it. I wish I could keep him because I love him, but I know that he could have a better life somewhere else. without that support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So we thank the supporters from the bottom of our heart. And Diesel, I know, is very grateful.
We're building a place where homeless animals find forever homes. A place where people connect with animals in a beautiful park. A place that brings people and pets together, building lifelong bonds. That place is the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, a proud partner with Best Friends Animal Society.
Hi, and welcome to Grateful Rescue TV. I'm Pamela Terhune, and I'm here with Sherry Richardson. And it's been quite an emotional week, hasn't it?
It has been. It has been.
We've been called to do a dachshund sanctuary clear out. A kind lady suddenly passed, and the shelter needed cleared out immediately. And we had a long discussion about it and decided to utilize this 5-car garage because it would hold them.
Well, we got 2 cargo vans and drove almost 4 hours to Evansville to pick up 26 dachshunds. And they were pretty scared when we pulled in the driveway. They had them out in cages and they didn't know what was going on because their world just got turned upside down.
It did get turned upside down. This was a sanctuary, so these dogs were not adopted out. These dogs were cared for and kept at the sanctuary, so that it needed cleared out, and they just lost their mother. I mean, I know all the rescue dogs that come through here. I'm Mama, and so they're sad too, and they've been together for a very long time, and so this is quite an emotional rescue. What did you think when you saw all the dogs lined up? That was pretty surreal, wasn't it?
It was overwhelming to see and to look at their faces. They were just so sad and scared, didn't know what was going to happen to them, you know.
Oh, you did so good. Oh, you're a red guy.
What was it like in there?
Loud. But we have 2 dachshunds at home, so it's like that every time somebody new comes around. They're always barking. It's our perfect doorbell.
So why this one?
He kind of just came over and just sat in my lap and like just relaxed. And our hair color kind of matches. She says the same. The hair colors are the same. We have 2 other dachshunds, so I had dachshunds when I was growing up, so that's, they've been really good. The 2 we have are really good with kids. I know people say they're kind of mean, but they were always around kids when they were puppies, so they're great for our family. There's so many dogs that need a home, and instead of spending money trying to get something fancy, it's a great way to help a dog that needs a home and a loving place to live.
I have Betty, but Betty's name is going to be changed. Her name is going to be Magnolia Grace. Maggie G.
And why that name?
I just love it. I thought she's just a precious little flower.
All of our dogs had to have a middle name.
Yeah, all of them. I'm going to take her in and introduce her to her sister, her older sister, and I think she'll learn real quick about Aubrey, and Aubrey will be really good. Aubrey's great with other dogs, and she'll be a good teacher. Lost Annabelle 2 years ago, and Matilda a couple months ago. We weren't sure we were going to adopt again because of our age, and then we got the opportunity to adopt from Grateful Rescue, and she's a little older, so we're not getting a puppy. And we realized that our dog Aubrey is still grieving, and I think she needed a new sibling to come in and be her company. So, and actually, Magnolia, Maggie here, adopted me. Yeah, she just kind of
Didn't you, little girl?
relaxed in my arms.
Yeah, she totally chilled.
So I always look for that too. Like, do they want me? You know, who am I going to choose? Well, it's typically who are they going to choose? You know.
What are Dachshunds like? They're kind of quirky, aren't they?
They're very tenacious. They're extremely loving. They like to be your clinging vine. They like kinesthetic, to touch, to feel. They're loving, but they're ornery. They like to play, and they're bossy. They're very bossy.
Yes.
That's their little attitude, and that's what I love about them, because they're a dog with tooth. A little dog with a big tooth, right?
Gourmet cuisine, breathtaking views, and a vibrant space to connect and enjoy. Skyline Club Indy, 36 stories high above downtown Indianapolis. Join the club today and enjoy an elevated experience. Take part in a full schedule of events and special gatherings. Skyline Club Indy, a place to celebrate.
What's your favorite memory of Pamela so far?
Oh, golly. I think when, at the very beginning, when we were in the Ball State Homecoming Parade, and it's one of my favorite things, and we did the wings on the dogs, the animals were coming. That was one of my favorite moments. And, of course, when they come out on the farm and the goats were attacking her, and she wasn't used to the farm animal scene, so that was fun.
Morning, if there's an animal that needs to be rescued, is Teresa sending me a message. So tell me a little bit about where your love of animals began and what it's doing right now in your life.
Yeah, so I guess that started many years ago when I was young. As most children get animals, I had the gerbils, the fish, the turtles, dogs, and I always wanted to take care of them, and I just knew that I was like a mother to them. So I feel like that's when it all started, you know.
Yeah, and you still do that. So we're out here, I don't know if you can see behind us, but we've got a donkey, we've got 4 goats, and we've got Gracie and Boomer barking. So that is always happening, and it's just beautiful out here. You've got so many acres, and these aren't animals that you bought to decorate your farm with. These are animals that you rescued. So, and one of my friends had a situation where she could not keep these goats that were her pets. And so I called Teresa because I heard this story about these goats. One in particular who had an ego and was kind of running things and escaping all the time. So his name is Abe the Goda. And I knew when I called Teresa and spun it just right that she would say yes. So tell me about how Abe, how we got Abe, and then how he's fitting in here and how he changed because of you de-stressed him. I mean, just tell everybody a little bit about what it's like to give him that space back.
Yeah, well, all I knew about Abe was that he was an escape artist, and they couldn't keep him in any fence, and he truly is. And you know, once they start wandering and farmers,
he can jump. He can jump a fence.
Yeah, he can jump this fence right here.
He got up into your loft in the barn, and she doesn't even know how.
So I thought, well, okay, it may be a challenge, but we'll try it. We're kind of isolated, you know, we're kind of isolated out here, no traffic. So he has been so happy, but the main thing was, while I was picking him up, his best friend was there, Gilbert.
And that was sad to see them part.
Yeah, when to take one and not the other, it was like heartbreaking. So I told Jenny about it, and the owner was like, yeah, you can have him too. So went back and got, and you know, those two, and then the 2 little pygmies I have, it was just like a family. So he started changing immediately. He wanted to be the leader of the little herd. Glad to have companion and have a wide open space, and
lots of good food and pasture. But the main thing I think that makes a difference for these animals are that the interaction that we have with them. They really need human interaction. They're not just put them in the pasture.
They're not lawn ornaments.
Yeah.
And they're not without depression
Right.
or happiness. So if you nurture them,
Yeah.
it just so happens that you actually can open up the paddock and walk, you and your husband walk down the
Yeah.
street in the morning with a donkey off leash, 2 pygmy goats, these 2 Nigerian goats jumping up in the air, the
And
2
2
dogs.
yeah.
And you know, usually donkeys and dogs aren't the best of friends.
True.
And we have video that, you know, shows that this is just this real symbiotic, like, understanding that this is your family.
Yeah.
And they know you care about them, and they know that you care about the other animals too, which I think is so fantastic.
They respect each other, and it is a very unlikely group because donkeys, as you know, were made to protect against coyotes, protect
Which
livestock.
are very dog-like.
Right. So they normally don't get along with dogs, but you know, the dogs and Stedman have a relationship. They respect each other.
And
They're
see how you
happy,
love them.
And I think it's just our interaction.
Yeah.
So having that daily interaction, and I have time with each of them. I spend time with the donkey, they know they're going to get that. So they're just happy.
This is my mother, my dear mother and best friend.
Yes, that's true.
Peggy. The one who has nurtured my dog habit through many, many years.
Ever since she was small and just walking out of the house, she would have a dog right behind her. She would bring him in the house and play with him for a while and then feed him and then go outside and play with them. It would surprise me if she didn't have them back in.
And Faith loved Mom. Faith loved Mom. I've got photos of Faith with her head curled up into your neck, and she'd put her paws up on your lap and want to get right up in your space, didn't she?
Yeah, every time I would come over here, I'd come right in here and sit down with her, and she just put her head right over on my legs.
She did love you.
Yeah, I sure loved her too. I have a German Shepherd that I loved, but it never got me near as bad as Faith got her. I knew the minute she told me that he was gone, I knew that it was going to be tough because she really loved him. And but she's a lover on animals.
Yeah, Faith was like no other dog we've had. I mean, I love them all. I always love them. I always want to keep them all. But there was nobody like Faith. I don't know, there was something magical about her. Yeah. She had this spirit that she connected with everybody. She loved everybody. She loved her life. I think that whenever she joined our family and she then eventually joined the rescue as our mascot, and she would go out to events, and she would just wander around and greet everybody and then go to the next person and greet. It was almost like she knew she was the ambassador of Grateful Rescue, and she wore that crown proudly.
Yeah.
I loved her. We all did.
Yeah, everybody, when they would come over, that's the first thing, well, how's Faith doing? Where's Faith?
There would actually be adoptions where someone would come for another dog, but they would want to see Faith while they were here, and they would be taking pictures of Faith instead of the dog. They were there for the meet and greet. They wanted to see Faith. So she touched a lot of hearts. Well, we'll honor Faith. We will continue to honor her, and she will always be the first mascot of Grateful Rescue, and I think her memory will live forever. I know there will be, when we expand, we'll have something big honoring Faith.
Yeah.
Maybe the chapel. Maybe we'll call it Faith Chapel.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Big white chapel, just like Faith.
And her smile. Oh, I love you, Mom. I love you, Pam.
Thank you for putting up with my dog habits all these years.
Oh, you know I don't mind it.
We're building a place where homeless animals find forever homes. A place where people connect with animals in a beautiful park. A place that brings people and pets together, building lifelong bonds. That place is the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, a proud partner with Best Friends Animal Society.
So you deserve every treat that you get. All right? And I say that in a positive way. You do a wonderful work. How long have you been doing Grateful Rescue now?
2017. So what is that, about 8 years, I think? Yeah.
And survived COVID, and still, I mean, that was tough. But you did great, and you're still rescuing all the little puppies and kittens. And you should see her kitchen. Oh my goodness gracious! There's stuff everywhere. Thank you. Well, good stuff, because I love kittens and puppies. Are you happy?
I'm so happy. There's friends here I haven't seen in a while. People I love so much. I can't. Yeah. I'm
So one more time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pamela. Happy birthday.